Welcome to this week's edition of EverWorker Live. And EverWorker lets you do more with more. We are your fastest path to an always-on agentic AI workforce. So a little bit about EverWorker. We're a well-funded VC-backed business. We've got deep proven experience across the AI and enterprise software and customers in every industry, including e-commerce, finance, software, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, and recruiting, based out of San Francisco, New York, and Zurich. And in today's stream, we're going to be talking to you guys about how we created a website development AI worker. My name is Amanda Deshmukh. I work as head of marketing here, and I'll let Andre go ahead and introduce himself as well.
Yep. Hi, Amanda. Thank you. I'm Andre. I'm sales engineer and engineer for EverWorker for like 3 months now, and I have also a long background in the technical field. So I've done engineering and RPA automation before this for a total must be like 10 years or more, 12 years. Yeah, and happy to show you a few interesting things we built.
Great. So here's what we're going to cover today. We want to just open up with maybe 5-7 minutes of slides. We'll just explain to you the concept of an always-on agentic AI worker and workforce, the clear benefits and ROI. Then we'll introduce the web development AI worker, hand off to Andre, and we'll take you through a demo of it, building a couple different landing pages as well as product pages. And from there, we'll transition into how you can think about approaching creating and employing your own web development AI workers in your business. And we'll cover some use cases by function in the business. So marketing and sales, business development, customer success, customer service, HR and recruiting, and talk about really how we can build upon this baseline template, if you will, of agent architecture we've created and extend it even further to make it really specific to your needs and tailored to your business. And then we'll leave some time for Q&A at the end. So right off the bat, think about AI workers as knowledge workers. So they're not chatbots, they're not agents, they're true agentic AI systems. So think about multiple agents connected together to deliver a specific outcome that you describe. And what AI workers are really able to do is they analyze, understand, decide, execute, and learn over time. So as you use them more and more, you can edit and add on additional functionality and increase the complexity of each AI worker. In this case, we'll talk to you about that with the web development AI worker. And really the way AI workers work is you describe the tasks that you want, describe how you want the work done, what systems it needs to use, what sort of knowledge, skills, and thinking it needs to have. And you provide that as prepackaged prompts and guidance to the AI worker. It then pulls in the knowledge that you've given it. It creates its own vector memory, so you don't have to stand up your own RAG pipelines. There's no ETL or data processing required. It hits multiple LLM nodes, and the end result is you get the outcome that you're looking for. And EverWorker really makes it easy to create and employ these. We're designed for non-technical business users. So you don't need to know anything about engineering to create these. There's no need to code. Only language you need to know is English. And you get AI that's totally tailored to your business. So think about, as we show you this web dev AI worker, what are the different systems and business applications and data and knowledge sources that it would need to really be effective in your business? And then finally, expertise is built into our solution. So we haven't just created the easiest to use software to create and employ an AI workforce. We also have services and training so we can create customized AI workers for you to your specific requirements in 8 weeks or less. And we also have AI Academy, which is the first ever free certification for business users to learn how to create an AI strategy and stand up their own AI workforce. Of course, we do 3-day workshops and training for our customers as well. So the end result of the full solution is we really get you the fastest time to market and the lowest cost to create and employ AI workers. So we're designed to get you the highest ROI of any agentic AI provider today. And the crux of that is really, we let you focus on creating AI workers while EverWorker handles all the technical complexity. So All you focus on is the top of the iceberg, which is your business operation, your process, your requirements. Because fundamentally, succeeding with agentic AI isn't actually a technical challenge anymore. It's a business operation and process challenge, and that's why we created EverWorker, to let business professionals focus on those components of it and leverage the exciting technology that underlies all of this without having to become an expert in the technology yourself. The end result from this is, think about scaling your business by turning every single employee into a manager of an AI workforce. And look, like, the ROI from this is clear. You get an increase in revenue and EBITDA earnings through rolling out an agentic AI workforce. So what we really help you do is make that transition from a traditional business to an AI augmented business to an AI first business. And as you can see from this table, there's some significant increases in productivity and capability that you'll get from doing this. So let's go into the web developer AI worker. So I can say your next web developer is actually an AI worker. And what we've built with this demo worker is gives you the ability to create any website you like with just a few words and a button click. You don't have to write a single line of HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. And you can use it to go from idea to public facing internal web applications in just minutes. So an IDC study found a 3.5x ROI in investment in AI for these types of capabilities. Another study by Willow Tree Apps that looked at web dev agencies saw a 126% increase in project capacity. And really remember, as you think about this and we show this to you, the real power in this is customizing it and extending the capability of the demo web dev worker that we're showing to your specific functional needs. So let's go ahead and hop right into the demo here.
Thank you, Amir. Yeah, thank you for sharing my screen. So, yep, I'm going to take you through the website builder agent that Amir just described. It's a very interesting one, and I'd like to add that this use case comes from one of our customers actually. And their use case is not so much taking it from idea to a product, but actually they work in a marketing business and they need a lot of content for SEO. And quality is not, even though you'll see it builds quite nice websites, but quality is not that important for them, but speed and many websites an hour to generate. So this actually, what I'm about to show you, helps them in this way. They tenfold their speed of generating websites. So this is one very interesting use case that you could use this for. So what I'll do is I'll show you the agent, and I'll show you how it's built. I'll go take you through each step that it does, and then I'll show you a few examples of it in action. So what you're seeing in front of me is our agent catalog. We're used to be building workers tailored for a specific business and integrated with the tools that business has. But we also have a catalog which you can access at agents.everworker.ai. And there are a few nice ideas and nice workers that you can play around with and get a sense of how they work and how well they work. One of this is the website builder, but it's not released yet. I'm still working on it, so I will switch to my local instance of the website I just showed you. This is how it looks, and I won't prompt it yet. But basically, all it takes is a prompt, basically describing what website you want to build, and then it will go pass it to the worker, and it will build it for you. And on the back end, like I've said, this is the main worker that builds the website, and it has a very interesting architecture to it. It's a result of a couple of iterations. We had like a couple of versions before, and they had some limitations which we've learned from and evolved to this state. And what I like about our product is, before preparing this demo, I was thinking of maybe building a flowchart to show you what the process is, but then I realized that our product does a very good job of actually describing the business logic of the process, which we'll see in a second, and also add functionality to it. So what you see is what you get. So the user prompt I just mentioned starts off right here in the agent inputs. So this is where I gave it like a Example prompt: make a landing page for a watch company. And then it goes through a few stages. The first one is general planning. So this uses, in this case, Claude 3.7 Sonnet as an LLM to generate a general plan for the website. You will see in a second why having a common theme for the website is important. It uses a fairly simple system prompt. It's something you would describe to a friend. Maybe it's very easy to implement. No coding knowledge required. Just what you want from the style of the websites. So you see, I tell it to build a website, make it look professional, not a high school project. Pick a font family, that's important. Otherwise, it's going to be using multiple fonts and instructions like this. And what this outputs is, let me click on this, something like a text like this. But I have prepared this, so it's easier for you to see. This is what it actually outputted. So it gives a structure of it, a natural language description of the structure, the actual description of the content it should contain, general styling cues, features it should have, so the actual functionality of it, and a font family. This was important to make it look consistent.
So what's like important to call out here is you'll notice that all Andre had to do is type in a user prompt to create a landing page for a specific website. And then you saw how simple the system prompt was. Everything else that we just showed you was a result of Claude 3.7 Sonnet going, reasoning over that, and then building out a game plan accordingly. So Andre didn't actually have to write any of that text that you just saw on screen. That was all AI generated.
Well said. As a matter of fact, nothing you'll see from this point on, I had to write a single word on. So I just write the user prompt, and that's it. I'm done. Even if I want to change it, which we'll see in a second, you also do with just writing a simple prompt. So once the general plan is done, it splits the website in multiple sections, and this is key to make it giving it freedom to build a big amount of content for a website. Otherwise, if you wouldn't do this, it will be kind of limited into the size and details that the website it can build. So this is also an LLM, which takes the initial prompt as a general idea, but also the planning that was generated earlier. It also uses a system prompt right here. Same idea, but this time I'm telling it to generate a JSON array for each section, each with a few properties. And the result is the second thing I prepared. Um, it's again a structured way of describing each section. As you see, this is section 1, this is section 2. It'll tell it like the idea of it, which is important for HTML, the actual content, styling, and features also in natural language. So we're not coding anything yet. It's just describing what it expects. And again, something I found important to preserve all the way is the font family. This is something I had to specifically tell it to do to maintain consistency. And it's a collection of in this case 6, 7, 8, actually 9 sections basically. And then comes the fun part where you take each section, you do a little bit of data transformation, and you go to this for each node. This basically takes in a collection, in our case, a collection of sections, and it will, for each one of them, it will do specific actions. And what's interesting about this, it does it in parallel. So you don't have to wait for each one to get processed. It does all of them at the same time, basically. And for each section, what it does is it calls, you guessed it, another LLM, which is now prompted to actually create the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which are the coding languages used to build a website, the simplest ones. And a couple more things, but basically it takes the instructions from the section planning and turns it into code. So this I can't show you describe, but you'll see that when this finishes, you'll get again a collection of 9 items. But this time, let me know if the font is too small. I'll make it bigger. But this time, instead of natural language, you get the number of the section, but the actual HTML of the section, the CSS of it, and the JavaScript. So structure, styling, functionality, basically. And then all we have to do is take all the sections and combine into one, and we get a website. So
yeah, and what's really also interesting about this is we used how many LLM nodes here? 3 or 4, right? Now, if you were to do this with something like a LLM application like GPT, for example, ChatGPT, you might have to have 4 different projects, each with their own instructions. Then you'd have to manually move over and repeat all of your prompts with each project to move it around. And you would not get deterministic performance. So if you've ever used anything like GPT before or Gemini or what have you to try and do this type of work, you'll notice that it'll lose the middle of the context the deeper you get into it. So it'll start hallucinating, it'll start going off the rails. And really, the way we designed the agent architecture here is what it lets it do is you get deterministic performance. So it's the same repeatable, precise process that it executes every single time, guaranteed. And that's what you really want from an AI worker is you want it to be dependable and predictable. And that's what this accomplishes.
Good point. Yeah, good point. All right. Let's see it in action. I will go back to my agent interface here, and I will just tell it to let's say make a landing page for on AI sales.
Yeah. Now, while that's running, what's also kind of cool to call out is right now what you're seeing this on is our showcase.everworker.ai website, where we've basically created a UI for people to interact and try out various demo workers without having to get into the product. Now, you can have your workers run through any sort of system you want. So, for example, you could have it integrate with Slack. So you could Slack it the same thing and then have it build a website for you. You could have it integrate with email. So you could have an email address for this AI worker and tell it to do that. Potentially, you could even have it as a note taker in a Zoom meeting or Outlook meeting. And you could tell it in the meeting as you're discussing, hey, AI website, AI worker, make sure you create a site with these following criteria. And it would go and pull the transcript, find that, and then go and create off the basis of it. So think of it almost like a teammate that you can interact with however you'd really like to do that.
Yep, good point. This will take a few more seconds. Until then, I've prepared a couple of other prompts which I pre-ran before this webinar. So this is a website it created for a website company, a landing page. As you can see, it's pretty rich in features. Now, it's not perfect, but it's a good starting point. And with this edit via prompt thing in the corner, you can keep improving on it, as we'll see in a minute. But as you can see, it's a fairly mature website in terms of like the structure of it and how comprehensive it is. And this is something you would see for a big smartphone company. And the size of it is quite large. Like it has many sections and with details, and that is being unlocked by the fact that we're working per each section. If you try and build a whole website into one prompt, you're going to run out of the amount of website it can build. So this is go ahead, sir.
This is a very sophisticated, robustly built website, and what's really important to call out and realize here is all Andre typed in is one sentence. He typed in one sentence to the AI worker, and it went off and created all of this off the basis of that. So really, this is giving you the ability to stand up entire websites with just a sentence of prompting. Of course, you could have more words than that if you want in your prompt, but that's pretty remarkable. Go ahead, Andre.
Yeah, a second one is basically, again, a prompt we thought about for AI marketing ebook, basically. Same idea. It's a pretty comprehensive website. You see these interesting like chapter descriptions here and everything. It was able to be creative on its own. Understand it's about a book, so it made it be about a book, not just take a website template and fill some text in it. So you see even this frequently asked questions and contact and stuff like this. Right, and so even the animations here are interesting. One thing you'll notice throughout all the websites I show you, it doesn't use images. Now that's on purpose. We didn't try to expand this too much into actually integrated with platforms that bring images and stuff like this. This is supposed to be a starting point for your idea, but this is a very extensible and very scalable and very customizable agent. So this is only something we show as an idea of what we can do. But if you want to tailor to your business to build specific types of websites, use specific type of code languages, libraries, use images, and any kind of customizations you want, it can be done in a matter of a few hours, as you've seen, only by adjusting a few system prompts and instructions you give to the LLMs. So the fact that you don't see images here is on purpose, and it actually shows how nice this is. This is drawn by the LLM, actually. So I think it's pretty interesting. And let's go back to our original idea, which I see is done. This is a preview here, but I'll go ahead and open it up in a new tab, and also minimize this. And yeah, we see here for the, what was it, an AI sales assistant. So you see it actually built a scrollable sales assistant interface in the header. And yeah, also a bunch of all of them with animations and stuff like this. Yeah, pricing, everything you would expect for a product like this, basically.
Yeah,
So
as a marketer, I can tell you that getting something like this built without Agentic AI helping me would take several weeks. I'd have to go through a wireframing, design, back and forth by developer, project management before I could even get to a V1 that looked like this. And the fact that Audrey can literally just do it in a couple of minutes with one sentence now is amazing. And if you think about it from a marketing use case, the way you want to extend this worker is you probably want to add on additional nodes and probably some vector memory with your branding guidelines, some additional database memory with your font packages and which libraries to use, your brand colors, your background images, your company logo. And that way you could actually get it to generate a website that matches your exact business and fits into your existing brand and layouts.
yep. Let me show you how to change one of these websites. I don't know. Let's pick this one maybe, and edit via prompt here, and I'll tell it to change the primary color of this website to be this hex color that I'm telling it to. I'll click apply changes, and I'll show you what the change sequence is in the background. Now, one thing which is important, and again, you need to know how you're doing this to make this work, is you have the LLM to only make the changes that you require. So this granular way of going through it, that's what that gets this done. Like Amaya said before, if you give it a big website content and tell it to change something, it will overload it, it will overwhelm it, and it will start hallucinating and changing your entire website instead of only what you're asking of it. And until this changes, let me go back here, and this is the builder, and this is what I call the changer. So basically, this is another agent that actually is tasked to change the website. And as you can see, it also has a user prompt that we just described, and also the sections in JSON. So basically, I'm sending back the sections of the website, and all it does is it goes through each section in parallel again, the same one you've seen, and for each one, it will use an LLM to adjust the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript accordingly. Now, it is. I have to tell it, for example, only perform the changes if you find parts that are affected by what I'm requesting. Otherwise, don't rush and perform changes, only if you need to. So this way, if I tell it to only change the header, it'll notice that one of the sections is a header, and only change that, and the rest of they will be left alone. So let's go back to this. It's already done, and as you can see, we picked this color, and it didn't change the title, and didn't change anything else. It only changed like this book color, this button color, the whole identity of the website. And trust me, that is tough to do with ChatGPT. If you try and do this with ChatGPT on its own or some other LM, you're gonna waste a few days trying to convince it to do that. So, yep.
Heck, I came from an AI coding assistant company for the last 2 years, and that's tough to do with most agentic AI for software development. And the fact is, if you're going to use any of those, you better know how to operate an IDE and install your libraries and a whole bunch of other technical know-how that you could just avoid completely with something like this.
Yep, 100%. And by the way, if you're interested in using this, again, it's not published yet, but it will be soon. Watch for the agent showcase to see when it goes live. But you can also, this is not just for playing around. You can download the website, and this is actually live. What I've done, I moved fast, by the way. I downloaded it and opened the actual HTML file, and you can download and use it, get the website, change the code of it, and start working on it. So yeah, it's
And another way you could extend this is we could integrate this with your CMS or your CRM, wherever you're hosting your website and managing it, and just have it push this HTML file directly into that and create a page for you in your content management system. And then from there, if you like, you can go on and tweak it with your standard what you see is what you get editor, or we can even embed that editor change agent, website change agent into that as a chat pop-up or in your browser or a browser extension. And you can use it right there and then and there on what you see on the page.
Good point. And actually, the way, for example, if you switch to a CMS, probably it won't want HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It will want some proprietary language. Let's say even React, or maybe just a JSON. So all we have to change is, right now I'm telling it generate HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I could have it tell generate React components for this. I could have it tell generate a Jira form structure or something, right? So it's just a matter of changing one line. Sure, a little bit of testing, a little bit of fine tuning, but it's definitely at least 10 times faster than building something like this on your own. Yeah. So what did you like to see next time? Would you like me to make some more changes, or should I give it a more complex test?
I think we could move on and talk about how to approach applying these web development workers into your business. Unless there's anything else you wanted to show.
No, I'm good. Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. Great. So now I feel like I hope you got a sense for the capabilities with the website builder and the website changer agent, the worker, excuse me. So let's really talk about how you can approach applying these to your business. And there's multiple ways we could support you doing that. But first, it all starts with the platform, right? So as you heard earlier, I was talking about connecting it into additional systems, having more skills and more tailored flows for different business functions. That's all possible inside the platform. So we've got this thing called Universal Connector, where we can have AI workers operate in any system that has an API. And that's pretty remarkable. Now, how do you go from this demo worker we've done to actually creating a roadmap and an AI strategy for your specific business? That's something we help you with as well, with package services and training. So when you engage with us, it all starts with a discovery workshop. It's where we work with you to create a plan for how to take these AI workers and best benefit your business. We'll develop a proof of concept or one of two of them. From there, we can move on into AI worker creation. You can have Andre or other members of our solution architecture team go create, test, and deploy 3 to 5 production-ready AI workers for you on your behalf to your exact specifications. Now, that takes you from 0 to 1 or 0 to 3 to 5 really quickly. But the real power is in going from 1 to scale. And that's where our training comes in. So let's say you decided that Agentic AI was a real important priority for your marketing and sales team. Well, one thing we could do is we can come in for 3 days. We'll take that entire team through AI fundamentals, introduce them to the Agentic AI and EverWorker platform, and teach them how to use our demo workers and starting workers to create their very own AI workers completely tailored to them. And then you're really off and running, because as soon as you've got the business creating the AI workers they need to do the work that they're familiar with, that's really when you unlock the power of an AI workforce. Now, I went through and thought about some high impact use cases by business function for extending this work just to get your creative juices flowing. So I'll run through those quickly. So marketing and growth teams is a clear area to leverage this. One use case could be an autonomous landing page builder, right? Which I was describing earlier. A retail company did that. 129% increase in capacity for personalized page generation for ad campaigns, and 15% reduction in page production costs and time. That wasn't even using ours. I was just using any AI to do it. Now, Another use case could be personalization and conversion rate optimization. So think about this worker pulling in your web content and your website visitor engagement and conversion data, then adding on more logic and nodes to have it start to think about creating tests and then having it run and test thousands of variations of pages autonomously, and then having a predictive algorithm on top of it that then identifies which test is statistically significant for which objective, and then continuously optimizing your website to improve conversions. So, for example, an e-commerce company did that. They did a 35% increase in conversion rates in 6 months using AI for this specific use case. Now, the third one, that's the one we built it for our customer, was for content generation and SEO, where we just had it create entire SEO pages on demand. And as a result of that, we use that worker internally ourselves in the marketing team. We've seen an 82% increase just this last month in organic search traffic through leveraging this. And my director of growth has been, I think, publishing about 3 or 4 articles a day on top of everything else he's doing through using this worker. So think about sales and business dev. Think about it really improving the customer experience in your ABM motion, right? So that could be things like on-demand personalized microsites with custom web collateral for their individual accounts and clients, private web pages. You could also use it to create internal sales portals and data insights, because right now, if a sales rep is trying to figure out a dashboard or pipeline metrics or really get any sort of visibility into their CRM data, that's something that a sales ops team or a marketing operations manager has to go and create for them. And doing this with a worker would just let them stand that up with a couple of words and sentences. And the way we'd accomplish that would be through integration into your CRM and data sources through Universal Connector. Let's think about customer success next, right? So really that's focusing on onboarding, retaining, and growing existing clients. And similar kind of use cases here, right? So think about creating personalized onboarding hubs with agents for onboarding microsites for each client and user segment. Think about adding in a vector store of your how-to guides, tutorial videos, FAQs, and then adding in some more nodes to spin the content to make it more relevant to the customer use case and company. Think about automating check-ins and training. You could create a customer success community portal for each one of your accounts that's private. Integrate that with your product telemetry data and signals, and then your learning content inventory. And that could start to proactively recommend training materials to users based on product usage signals. So really scaling your ability to provide that personalized experience without constant CSM management. And then finally, another dashboarding use case, right? You could have it create churn prediction dashboards that aggregate all these signals and use predictive models to output a risk score and surface that insight in a non-technical friendly internal website. That'll help you prioritize CSM activities, ultimately increasing retention and expansion. Now, 2 more kind of functions here for the web dev AI worker: customer service and support. Here again, think about agentic self-service portals. So think about using this, adding on monitoring over your ticket trends, call transcripts, and communications with support, and just having it automatically generate new FAQ entries and help articles when it detects emerging issues. And then having the web dev worker be connected into that to publish those articles on the service and support website. Now, a telecom company did that and saw a 30% reduction in inbound service and support call volumes in a single quarter through using agentic self-service portals. And that's something we can do for you. Now we go think about HR and recruiting. That's really going to start with career sites and job posting automation as a key use case. So think about having this AI worker manage your external career websites, generating and updating job descriptions, saving your HR team times there, and then connecting that into your HRIS or talent acquisition platform, so that anytime you create a new job rec in your internal system, that AI agent will automatically create the stylized posting on your public careers page, complete with a description crafted from the rec details. Going even further, if that role gets updated as hired in your system, it could even go and then take that down if you like. And you could extend this into other similar use cases that we talked about earlier with like employee self-service portals, FAQs, and for your intranet, as well as building talent screening web interfaces. So that is it. Thanks for joining us today. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. We're happy to answer them. Otherwise, we'll hang out for another 30 seconds and the stream there. while we're doing this last 30 seconds for questions, one of the things I want to call out is if you go to EverWorker.ai today, go check out EverWorker AI Academy. It's a completely free business certification. It'll teach you everything you need to know about the fundamentals of agentic AI, how to create strategies, the different types of AI workers, and then how to think about the various components of system prompts and user prompts to really start to think about how you could create workers similar to the one Andre just showed you today, and the use cases I've been talking about for your own business. All right, doesn't look like there's any questions, so we'll end it there. We're live every Wednesday, showing a new worker every single week, and hope to see you next time. Thank you.